Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Civil Stuff by Waheed. If you are watching my video for the first time, please do subscribe. So today I am going to deal with the basics of strength of materials. That is, we'll see based upon the flow chart regarding what is this subject actually. Okay, so before going to the strength of materials, we'll see first what is engineering mechanics means. So what is this engineering mechanics is? It is the physical science which deals with the study of forces and their effects on bodies either in the state of rest or in motion. Any body which is in the state of rest or motion, you are supposed to see how the force is acting on that, and because of that force, how the member is behaving. Okay, so in this study of mechanics, it is important to analyze, to design and to predict. Predict means what? Before failing, you are supposed to know how the structure is going to behave by various structural members. Okay, so if I take a RCC structures, what are the different types of structural members are? Coming from the bottom, footings. Okay, next columns, beams and slabs, plinth beams, like that you will be having different types of RCC elements in a structure. If I go for the steel structure, what are the different elements you can see is tension member, compression member, flexural member. Okay, like that you are going to study the behavior of the structure under different loading conditions. Okay, coming to the outline of engineering mechanics. So for every subject in your physics or hydraulics or strength of materials, the basics are coming from what? Engineering mechanics only. Okay, so here engineering mechanics is broadly classified as mechanics of solids and mechanics of fluids. What is this mechanics of fluids means? Again, this is completely dealing with the fluid mechanics and hydraulic machineries. What are different types of ideal fluids? What do you mean by viscous fluids and compressible fluids? It is dealt in the completely mechanics of fluids. Next, mechanics of solids, they have been categorized as deformable bodies and rigid bodies. Now coming to the deformable bodies, there are strength of materials, theory of elasticity and theory of plasticity. Now in strength of materials, you will be learning about the stresses and strains and what are the shear forces and bending moment diagrams for different loading conditions, because any beam subjected to what loading, it will be undergone some bending moment and shear forces. So that will be dealing here, and theory of simple bending, like the different chapters are there. Coming to the rigid bodies, rigid means was fixed bodies. Okay, again they are being categorized as statics and dynamics. Okay, in this dynamics, again they have been categorized as kinematics and kinetics. Now what is the difference between kinematics and kinetics? Kinematics means any body which is in motion. You have to study the motion of a body without considering the force causing the motion. Means if this is a body, okay, I am moving it like this. This is in a motion condition. You have to study the motion of this body, but not regarding the force. If I am not dealing with the forces causing the motion, that is kinematics. Now, if I am dealing with the forces causing this motion, it is nothing but called as kinetics. So this is the brief introduction of your engineering mechanics. Coming to the rigid bodies, what are these rigid bodies actually? Means which they do not deform under the action of applied loads. If I apply a force on the twin, definitely they are not going to deform. If those such type of members are called as rigid bodies. Deformable bodies means if I apply a load, based upon the loading condition, and within the proportionality limit it may go on some elasticity and plasticity. In general, what do you mean by elastic? Means if I apply a load on a body, it undergoes deformation, and if I remove it, it comes to its original position. Okay, if I apply a body on a member and after removal, if it does not comes to rebounds to its original position, then it is called as plasticity or permanent set. Now we'll see some of the units which are used in your strength of materials and engineering mechanics or anything civil engineering. Generally, what is this? Length. It can be explained in meters. Okay, coming to the mass, it is in kgs, that is kilogram. Time in seconds, and electric current in ampere. Temperature in Kelvin, and area square meters. Volume cubic meters. Velocity means it's a speed, meter per second, and density, it is kg per meter cube. Okay, and angular velocity, these are radians per second. These are the sum of the units. Now you have already studied in the physics that what do you mean by scalars and vectors. Scalar quantities and vector quantities means it is the physical quantity which has only magnitude but do not have direction. Okay, what is this magnitude? Means amount of intensity of loading, that is nothing but called as what? Magnitude. Okay, so physical quantity which has only magnitude but do not have direction is nothing but a scalar quantity. Example: density, volume, distance, speed, kinetic energy, all these comes under what? Scalar quantities. Whereas vector quantities means it has both physical quantity, has both magnitude and direction, and they obey the parallelogram law of addition of vectors. We'll see what is this in your engineering mechanics later. Okay, so these are the two quantities which you are supposed to know. You already learned in physics. Okay.